Hello everyone, welcome to Big Tree Tech Troubleshooting Live Show. I am your host today and I am Gabriel. Some of you probably have known me as I am the technical service in our official WhatsApp account and I usually help customers to solving their tech problems in our official WhatsApp account. And today I'm going to help you troubleshooting the most basic problem that customers usually facing while using our Hurakan printer. And here we go. Let's see our PPT, Hurakan troubleshooting. And this catalog, we have three parts. The first part was the introduction of the Hurakan. And the second part was the common issue that customers usually facing while using our Hurakan. And the third one was system writing. And here, because of the time schedule, so I'll just skip the Hurakan intro, this part, because when you're receiving Hurakan, you will always receiving a user manual about Hurakan, about how you assemble it and how you turn on the printer or how to fix some small issues about the Hurakan. So today, I will focus on the most common issue that customers facing and have no way to solve them. So this part we will just jump it, skip it. So the common issue, we have four common issues that customers always complain about. The first one was first boot, attention for household voltage. I'll just have a quick review about this. The part 2 was unable to turn on the printer, and the part 3 was stuck on the booting page, and the part 4 was leveling failed. And this is the one that customers complained very much about. Is the part 4, and it was usually caused by the prop problem. And today I will help you detecting the problem of the microprop, and I'm gonna teach you how to test the prop to see if we will had any hardware issue. Let's see. The first part was the first boot. I know that most of our customers, when we're receiving a new printer, we're very excited and we really want to turn the printer on right away and use it right away. But sometimes we forgot to check the household voltage, and that was a very important thing. The different household voltage will probably cause the power supply to short or explode even worse. So it was very important to check the household voltage first to protect the printer from the power supply have issue. And I will change the screen to our printer. Let's see. This is our printer, and usually I should shut this off, but just to save time, I'll just show you the back of the printer. As you can see, there is a sticker on the back of the printer, and you can use this small tool like this to, at first, you need to take the sticker off. It will stick well to protect the printer from the dust. It was after you stick this off, you need to check the switch inside, and usually it was set to 220 voltage, and you need to change that switch according to your household voltage. You can use this tool and stick it in and pull it, and then the switch will be changed just like that. And after you change that switch, you need to stick the sticker back just to protect the dust from going to the printer. Whoa. Let's get it back. So household charge is different in every country, so make sure you have adjusted the correct charge according to your country. And this is the second part, unable to turn on. Some of our customers receiving the printer and boot the printer and change the household voltage according to the local voltage, and then they boot the printer and found that the display was showing widescreen or nothing else but widescreen, and they keep stuck on this page but never be able to boot that printer correctly. This situation usually caused by the Wi-Fi or the thermistor, and let's talk about the Wi-Fi at first. For Wi-Fi settings, this is our system card. I'll change the view to the printer at first. As you can see, there is a system card, OS card inside this part. And before you turn on the printer, you need to pull this system card out and insert it to your computer and change the corresponding Wi-Fi password and Wi-Fi ID into your household Wi-Fi, just like this. I'll send you a screen share. One second. Just like this. For this part, the Wi-Fi name and the Wi-Fi password, you need to change the BIQU or the BIQU, the Wi-Fi password of our company. You need to change those into your household Wi-Fi password and Wi-Fi name, and then save it. Control plus S, save it, and then quit and save this SD card and put it back into your printer. This process must be processed by the power of the printer was off. You can't turn on the printer while you're changing the OS card. Pay attention to that. That will probably cause the system damaged. And then we share back to the PPT. So the problem of the Wi-Fi should be solving. And the next part was the thermistor. Sometimes customers will stuck on this booting page, the BIQU Hurakan starting. OS card must be ready before power on. They stuck on this page, and they have and even after they change the Wi-Fi, the page still won't be changed into the corresponding operating system. So this problem could be caused by the thermistor. This thermistor on the hot end and the thermistor inside the printer on the main board, just like this. Let me show you. Just like this. Because since the time schedule, open the base of the printer was a little bit complicated, so I just quit that part. I just used the motherboard to show you the thermistor port. These two ports one was for the hotbed, and another one was for the thermistor. Usually we can power off the printer and check if this cable was connected well. And since I have already have the printer on, so I can't check it right now. You just reconnect it and make sure that it was connected well. And then if the page was still stuck on this one on this booting page, that problem will be caused by the motherboard. And for this problem, you probably need to open the base of the printer. of the base of the printer and find the motherboard inside of the printer and find these two ports. Let me cut a closer scene. These two ports was for the thermistor, and you make sure that the thermistor was connected well, or if you have checked that the thermistor was working connected well, but the page was still stuck, you can try changing of thermistor. You can prepare a spare one to replace any one of them, just to make sure that the thermistor was working correctly. So for this part, thermistor problem, we will have it called it off, and then we have the most important problem, most serious problem. I can say that. Yeah, leveling failed. I guess that some of our customers are really feeling very uncomfortable with this micro prop that caused the kind of issue. It always reports prop Z was still triggered after retract. This problem usually caused by the new version of a prop, because we have updated some of the hardware inside the microprop version 2. So it will need a few configuration changes into the configuration file, as you can see in this PPT. If you are using microprop version 2, you need to change the prop pin. You need to add a exclamation mark in ahead of the PC14 pin, because the microprop version 2 was using pull up high resistance to active, so the hardware settings was a little bit different from the original 1.3 version. As you can see, you can find the prop pin inside the generic bit tree M4P Hurakan CFG. In this CFG, you can find the prop pin and add an exclamation mark ahead of the PC14, and then the problem should be solved. After that, you need to save and restart, or the configuration won't be saved, and the problem probably will persist. And I will show you how to change the configuration. Let me check the IP address of the printer at first. The IP address you can find it when you connect it to your Wi-Fi, and the current IP address of our printer is 0. And I'm gonna show you the screen page. Just like this. As you can see, the main cell page of Hurakan was just exactly the same of the main cell. And then we choose the machine. And in this page, you can find the generic big tree M4P Hurakan CFG. And you go into this page and add exclamation mark ahead of the PC40 and save and restart. Then this problem, the Z still triggered after retract, this kind of problem should be solved if you are using microprop version 2. And to protect the machine, because currently we're using version 1.3 and this is not version 2, so I'm going to use the I'm going to change it back, because this is just for showing how to change the configuration. One second. Yeah. Usually, this will solve 80% of the microprop version 2 problem. If the Z prop still triggered after retract, these kind of information still persists, then you probably need to check the hardware to see if it was working correctly. And for hardware checking, we have 3 commands. The first one was query prop. query probe was for detecting the status of the probe. And when the probe is out, it should report open. And when the probe was inside, you need to send the query probe, and you should report triggered. So I'm going to show you in our screen share, just like this. Currently, the probe was inside the chamber, as you can see. And then we send query probe. It was reporting triggered. And this is working correctly. If the probe was inside chamber and the report triggered, this was correct. And then we send probe deploy. Then we send probe deploy, and as you can see, the probe was out of the chamber already. Do you see that? Out of the chamber. And if you send the query probe right now, it will report open. So the probe was out of the chamber, and the status of the probe should be open. And if all these commands was working correctly as we instructed, so the probe should have no hardware issue. And then we home all the access to show you another way to detect the hardware issue. At first, we home all the access. Detected, and then we raise the z-axis up a little bit. Home it first, and then raise it up about 50 millimeters. Yeah, just like that. And then let's go to the close side. As you can see, the probe was currently inside the chamber, and then you can home Z to check, and you use your hand to push the probe in, and usually it will stop. Then this could prove that the probe was responding the commands correctly, and the clipper would report this kind of problem. But this was just for testing, so it doesn't mean that this problem really persists. And I'll home the axis again. If after all the hardware issue detecting was failed, the probe was still having the same problem. That probably caused by the structure, because when you transporting the printer during overseas, it probably got squeezed or any other kind of accident during the transportation. The structure of the hot end shell probably got affected. And if after all the hardware issue detecting was failed, the probe still have the same problem, wasn't able to home correctly. You need to disassemble the shell, just like this. You disassemble the shell. And this part I was just for showing, and disassemble the screws. Disassemble the two screws of the four screws of the side of the printer, on the side of the printer. Yeah, these two screws on the side of the printer. After you disassembled it, you need to reassemble it. Yeah, you need to push the share and rescrew these screws while you push the share down a little bit, because the structure probably will be affected during transportation, and that affected the prop to working correctly, to detect the status correctly. Just like that. Okay. After this process, usually most of the leveling problem should be fixed. Okay, let's go back to the PPT. And the final problem. The final problem was the system writing. Usually, I will show you the system writing process, but the system writing was a little bit too long, and the time was too scheduled. So I'll just gonna show you the process. You need to prepare a Raspberry Pi a flash image. You using this tool to flash this image into the system OS card. Usually the process was almost the same as the CB1. Usually the process was almost the same as the CB1. You can find it in our GitHub to follow. The CB1 instruction. Usually, most of our problems could be solved by flashing the new image. New image, it was like you rewrite the system again, and you boot. Usually, this part would fix about 80% of the problem. Yeah. So currently, the most complained about the problem, the most complained problems about the Hurakan machine was just these 4 parts. If you have any other questions, you can leave your comment here, and I will try my best to help you fix it. Do you guys have any other questions? Because after all, the Hurakan printer was a very brilliant machine. It was built in with our M4P mainboard and with the CB1 inside of it, and it could be supporting